Hello guys, and welcome to a new Overwatch Facts and Stats, and today we'll be going over the character Hanzo. So, Hanzo is mainly a role in defense, and his subset role is a sniper with a health of 200. So, first things first, let's go straight into the abilities. So, first off, he has a passive which is wall climb, which is as simple as it seems. It allows him to climb up walls. Basically, this allows you to get into high positions, which is incredibly useful for his position as a sniper, and also allows him just to have extra mobility and all that jazz. Now, Hanzo's unique aspect about him is his main weapon, which is his Storm Bow. Now, Storm Bow basically shoots arrows as it is a bow, and has variable damage and also variable trajectory. Basically meaning the more you pull back the bow, the more straight the shot is going to be, and also the more damage. So the damage difference is going to be, with an uncharged shot will have a minimum damage of 28 and have a 2 rounds per second maximum. And when it is pulled fully back and fully charged, it has a damage of 125 damage and a 0.74 rounds per second. Now, both these shots have headshot multipliers, meaning you can do a minimum of 56 damage up to a maximum of 250 damage, which is pretty high. Allows you to take out pretty much half or most heroes in Overwatch. Now, Hanzo's abilities are very interesting in the fact that his abilities change out his normal arrow for his specialized arrows. Now, this means that the damage does not change, but it means it allows him to have special abilities on his arrows. So, starting off with his first ability is Sonic Arrow. So, Sonic Arrow has a 20-second cooldown, and basically allows him to grant vision where the arrow has landed. This basically grants a 10-meter radius around the arrow's position, and is also very useful in the fact that it has a 10-second duration. This is very useful for scouting not just other snipers, but also granting vision for your entire team, in which it does the same thing as Widowmaker in the fact that it grants a red silhouette of where the person is. Hanzo's next ability is Scatter Arrow. Scatter Arrow has a 10-second cooldown, and it's basically a normal arrow in which when it hits its target, scatters into 5 smaller arrows, each doing 75 damage per hit. This means that you have a maximum base damage of 375 damage off of this ability. This is incredibly useful as it allows you to hit targets into confined spaces, kind of like buildings, and also allows you to hit targets which are fast moving, for example Tracer, and also targets which are smaller, such as Widowmaker. Now, this has one drawback to this ability, in which only the initial arrow can headshot, which means that you can do 250 base on top of this 75 per hit, which means it can be quite devastating onto tanks as well as normal heroes as well. Hanzo's ultimate is Dragon Strike, and you quite literally shoot 2 dragons. It has a cast time of 1.5 seconds, and when shot, it has a small arrow coming out of it, which has normal damage and can headshot, but as soon as travelled a small distance, that arrow turns into 2 massive dragons, doing at least 200 plus damage per second. And it is quite variable with a 4-meter radius, and varies on damage depending on how close the enemy hero is to the middle of the shot. This is a huge ability. Compared, it can travel the entire map and can go through walls, and also can catch out your opponents by surprise. Now, I have to note, this cannot kill constructive objects. So, for example, Torbjorn's turrets or Symmetra's turrets, they cannot be destroyed from this ability. But this is his unique and very, very powerful ultimate. This is really good for taking out people like Reinhardt and also massive clumps of enemies. And it's very good to couple with things like Zarya's Graviton Surge. And pretty much is what makes Hanzo an incredibly powerful sniper in comparison to Widowmaker. Now, when picking Hanzo is really down to you. There are 2 snipers in this role at the moment in the game, which is Hanzo and Widowmaker. Now, most people would say Widowmaker is hands down better, and the main reason is because she has a hit scan weapon. And that means that damage is more direct and more fast, while Hanzo, you have to arc your shots, and it's more of a luck game of how you shoot. And it means that you have a higher skill gap between Hanzo and Widowmaker, to land your shots. Now, what makes Hanzo's a lot better is that he can basically do a lot more than Widowmaker in the fact that he can hit multiple opponents compared to Widowmaker with his scatter shot. He can scout a lot more freely with his Sonic Arrow compared to Widowmaker, in which she has her ultimate. And of course, Hanzo has a very powerful damage ultimate compared to Widowmaker, which just has a scouting tool. This is the one thing you're going to have to just think how you're going to pick. I would say that Hanzo is really good for picking when you have to shoot in cover a lot of the time compared to Widowmaker, in which you have to charge, and while you're charging, your movement's slowed a lot more. And so I'd probably suggest picking Hanzo against usually, and in my opinion, Reinhardt and Bastion, as well as quite a few tanks. Compared, they will take a lot of damage from consistent volleys of arrows. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like in the description below. And of course, if you keep on liking it here, go and subscribe. So until the next video, guys, see ya.